Okay, for this episode I have chosen list as one of the most significant feature that you can find in Python. Okay, so before that one, I need to get a little familiar with the list for those people that they don't have enough experience on list in Python. You can just easily define a list and just write a name for your list and just put some bunch of data. Okay, you're gonna have an array called digits. So just write the digits. You're gonna have 2, 3, 4, 5. That's called a list in Python. Then also there's a better way. Whenever you need a sequence of numbers or digits from 0 to 10, from 0 to 20 or whatever, you can go for the function range. For example, range 10, you're gonna get 0 to 9. I come back to my digits and I'll change it by range 20. So faster and a better approach to get all numbers from 0 to 20. Digits is now 0 to 20. To have access to each element, you just gonna follow the same thing you've seen in the other programming languages. Just write the array name or list name and just write the index. Okay, digits 3, you're gonna get the third guy, or go for the 12, you're gonna get 12. Okay, but what is a little different in Python, and that is interesting, that we have negative indexing. Believe me, that one is really useful and it's simple to learn. If you just come here and write -1, you're gonna get 19. That means Python look at the negative guys or negative indexes from right to left. So this is -1, this is -2, -3 and 4 and so forth. And so if to wrap up, positive indexes gonna be started from left to right, and negative indexes gonna be started from right to left. So two different direction, and that is really useful. So whenever you need the last element within the list, just go and write -1. Digits -1. I remember that in other programming languages I had to write something like this. Okay, to be able to get the last guy, that means write the length of list and -1 to get the index of the last guy. And then some languages, they have improved and they gave you some ability like this to get the last guy, but still this is much more smaller and readable. Get the last guy. So whenever you need the last guy, just go for -1. So you can do the same thing for -2, next last guy. Okay, so -5, you're gonna get the same thing. And if you just pass something big, you're gonna get an error that it's the index is out of the range. So remember, the only difference is the direction. Then is subsequence or sublist or range. What if I need a range of lists from element that starts from index 3 and I need until 8? Okay, I need this sublist. That is really simple. No need to call any function. Just exactly do the same thing. Write 3 as a start point, a start index, and write the stop index 3 to 8, and you're gonna get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you can continue this one and try this with any other index. So, or you can just leave the endpoint empty, and then what's gonna be happen is this, that you're gonna get the whole guys after 10 until to the end. Or you can make it reverse right here and put the 10. You're gonna get the whole guys until 10. So look at this, that easily you can go for any of these two. Then there is another one that you can just leave both of them, and so it's clear that you're gonna get the whole list because you have not mentioned any start point. That would be considered the real start point, that means 0, and you have not mentioned any end point, so that means the whole list. But what's the benefit of this operator? This is not just giving back you the same thing you have. This is actually a real copy from your data. That means if you're just gonna write digits copy, it goes by digits, and write this one, you're gonna get a copy of the whole things in digits copy. And if you just write the third element became 1, 1, 1, and you just look at the third element, and then if you just come back to your original data, but that was digits, you're gonna get the same thing. No, you won't get the same thing. You can see that still the array is safe. So this operator give you a real copy, and whatever you've done on this copy not any effect on original data. Okay. We have talked about the negative indexes. So it's clear to have, we have talked about the negative indexes. I'm going to tell you that we have also, we can have a range by using negative indexes. Let's see how that can be done. So remember that we had something like this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. 1 to 10. So what's going to be happen to convert these two guys to negative indexes? Remember that always the first guy, the start point, must be smaller than must be smaller than the end point. I'm going to say that the start point must be something on the left and end point must be something on the right. As long as you keep this rule left and right, you won't have any problem. So look at this, minus 10, and I'm going to write minus 1. So I get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And remember what was digits? So this is minus 1. I'm going to get minus 10. That means from here until 19. So remember that this should be something on the left and this should be something on the right. Okay, so this is not the end actually. There is something else that is really useful. Okay, let's back to positive indexes. I will choose 15. I'm gonna get 1 to 15, and there is a third guy that you can talk about a step. Look at this, what I got here: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I just started from the 1, but this time a step is 2. I don't have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and this is really useful to have this kind of access to your data just by some small indexes. You can make this 3. And also, you can delete 80. That means there's no any endpoint. Just go to the end of the array. And you're going to have the whole guys in the array by consider the step 3. And if you just write here 15 and delete the 1, that means there's no any start point. I need from exactly 0. Okay? So it's really cool. And what's going to be happening if you just leave both of them empty? That means you are going to look at the whole array, but by a step 3. There's no any start and there's no any endpoint. Good. Just remember what was digits. And now I will pick up from minus 18 to minus 10, and I will go for step 2. So minus 18 must be somewhere here, 2, 4, and 6, and 8 until minus 10. So you can also remove these kind of things, and you see that you're gonna get the whole steps. And what if we choose negative steps? Negative steps has a very special meaning in Python. Let's try it. I will just delete, there's no any start, there's no any endpoint. I'll choose minus 2. What I got here is a reverse order, but with the step 2, 19, and then 17, and then 5, 15, 13, and 11, 9, and so on. So this is really cool. So what is the consequence? If you need at least in reverse order in Python, no need to call any reverse function. There are some functions, but you just go for this, the fast approach. 19, 18, 17, and look at this, because the step is minus 1, I'm gonna get 19 until 0. So remember, when I wanted to get the last guy, I choose minus 1. So to get the last guy, go for minus 1. To get actually at least in a reverse order, go for this. So this minus 1 is really useful. Okay, so thank you. We're gonna go and talk about our today idioms. Stay with me. Okay, so today idiom is something very handy. Let me write a code for you first in not idiomatic way, in very normal approach. Just imagine we have a variable username, and the username is Tom. Okay, this variable maybe comes from your web page, maybe comes from database, or the user enter the username on a text box, doesn't matter. And you have a variable, and you want to know that if Tom has enough authority to do something. Just consider that this is not a real world example. Okay, this is just a very simple example to show you the concept. Okay, we do this a lot of time. We do this frequently to check that if username is Tom or username is Jack or username is Martha, then allowed equals by true. Okay, so if you check that allowed, you're gonna see it's true because Tom belongs to these three people. Okay, but this is not really in idiomatic way. There's a better way in Python. And what is good in Python, that you can write exactly your code in the same way you're thinking. Just ask it from Python. Okay, so look at this, look at the better way. This is the idiomatic way. Allowed is, you can just go for the username and check that is username belongs to this group or not. Okay, so that is Jack. You can use tuple and and Martha. Okay, this is better. Okay, now allowed is true. So the whole thing can be wrapped. The whole thing can be wrapped in just one single line, and it's not just a matter of make something smaller. It's actually much more readable and much more Pythonic. Okay, this is Hussein from PyAcademy, and I hope you have enjoyed from this episode. Stay with us, share your comments on the link below, and see you on my next video.